All right, I guess we're recording, right? So, hello everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm talking with my friend Taylor about optimizing your Canvas gradebook settings, but using Adobe Captivate as the resource to build this type of e-learning lesson. And so, right here on the first slide here is the topic, or the instructional topic, optimizing your Canvas gradebook settings. But then my objectives, my hope is that the learner, after going through this, can identify the key features of the Canvas LMS gradebook. They can demonstrate using gradebook settings how to arrange their assignments specifically from first to last, but they can also add a notes column to their gradebook to track any sort of documentation that they might need to. So for this project, I chose to use Adobe Captivate. This is something that I've never had any experience with before. But when I saw that you could do I guess what amounts to is like a simulation of like walking somebody through a program, something like Canvas, it reminded me of like an instructional video that I had done largely based on the same topic. So I wanted to see how Adobe Captivate could present the same type of material just a little bit differently. And so what I like about this is that it takes sort of the steps of the process and creates slides and animation that would walk the learner through all of the various button pushes, the clicks, all of the things that they would need to do. For the sake of this, I've actually turned the audio off because I did record myself narrating these steps, even though it's kind of a little superfluous. I was just really trying to mess around with the features of the platform. So I've got audio narration in the background. I've got closed captions as well, just to make this as accessible as possible. But in the end, let's see if I can skip forward. One of the things I liked about Adobe Captivate is that it has templated quiz questions that you can easily make knowledge checks with. And so this one is, arrange the steps of the process for a particular, task in the order in which you're supposed to do them. And let's see if I can remember, you got to click the gears icon first. Then that's followed by the open arrange by menu. And then, yeah, that's it. I click submit, and then I get a correct notification. And I believe there's one more where I can check which of the following is a reason why you would want to add a notes column to your grade book. Turns out all of these are important reasons why you would want to have a column specifically for keeping track of some documentation. And so again, I get a notification indicating that I was correct. Along with these templated quiz questions, there is a quiz results page. And it's like all of this was really just built into Adobe Captivate. I didn't have to build any of this really from scratch. It was more just like plugging in the content. So like that is a feature that really drew my attention. I've had some experience with Storyline 360. And so there are some elements in which Adobe Captivate kind of overlaps with Storyline, with like the timeline feature where you can kind of drill down to see what elements are occurring on a given slide at the same time, and tweak, extend things, move things around in the timeline. So, but I found Adobe Captivate to be a really easy tool to learn how to use, having never had any experience, largely because there's no shortage of like tutorial videos out there. This seems to be a tool that is used a lot. And as a result, I would get to a roadblock, and then I would find a video that would help me do what I needed to do. So this is where I open the floor to Taylor to give me some constructive feedback or ask questions.
I actually really like your course. I think that simulation is amazing because I'm a big fan of accessibility. I love that you have the captions. I love that you have those little dialogue boxes, kind of telling you what you're doing. And then I also like the knowledge check. Like I thought that was pretty cool that it's like sort of built in there. And then you also have the option to get like your score report at the end, which is pretty nice. And for that to have already been built in to Articulate. Now, I'm just curious, what does it look like when you change your screen setting? Like I know at the top it has like iPad, phone. Were you like satisfied with how it looked in other formats?
Well, I actually hadn't messed around with any of this. I know it gives you, I guess maybe not as much as other tools, the ability to format to specific
Mhm.
devices. I think Adobe XD probably does that a little bit more than Captivate does.
Okay.
But I think by and large, whatever device that you might be using, you'd be able to see, view this, training pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really satisfied with it. I really like what you've done here. And I think Captivate was a good idea, like as far as the softwares, because
Yeah.
I played around in the other ones and I think this is very seamless, very easy, and it's just, simple simulation walkthrough. So I would, take this course or
Awesome.
use this program.
Well, I appreciate that feedback, and I'm looking forward to hearing about what you've put together.
Yes, of course. All
All
right.
right. I am going to stop sharing my screen and stop recording.